The rain has started to fall here at Woodbine, but that is not going to dampen my spirits because I get to work alongside my good friend Elisa Blow. My name is Jeff Bratt. Welcome to Woodbine Racing Live as we have a 12-pack of races to come your way. Now, the term 12-pack, is that strictly a beer term? Like, that's the first time I
would
really
say
heard that.
so. You know, 6-pack, that's something you're very familiar with.
Well, a 1-pack. That's enough for me. But remember, you like
back in the day when you wanted a 2-4.
2-4. Now it's a 12-pack. And so we have 12 races coming your way, a nice variety of races as well. We'll see what impact the rain has on the racing surface. I thought it was a fairly neutral racing surface on yesterday's program. You were like the Jays this year. You got off to a slow start, but you finished up very strong yesterday. You swept the late pick 3.
Well, I got lucky with War Bomber, right? And then More Money Honey. I can't believe that horse paid that much money.
Big overlay.
And then I liked Catherine's horse too, out for a rip. Look behind you, Jeff. It's really coming down. Like it started to get dark, I would say, in the last 15 minutes or so. Yeah. And
look at that.
Look at this. So, unfortunately, I have some bad news to pass along your way. I've checked my handy-dandy weather app, and we're in for this till 6 o'clock.
Oh, I have some more bad news for you.
What?
You're doing the steak interview today.
I knew I wore my raincoat for a reason. Oh,
yeah, it is absolutely teeming down. The good news is it's not snow, though.
Yes, we'll take that.
We will take that. We will take that. So, so it is absolutely teeming right now as we speak, and there's a look at what did take place on yesterday's program. Now, the track handles the rain perfectly well. The snow, not so much, but definitely the rain will have no problem with that. So we'll see if maybe that speeds things up a little bit or not. We'll see how much work they're able to do prior to the start of race number 1. And you were mentioning to me that you were just looking at the weather app and there's a chance for some thunder boomers today.
Ooh, yes, and that always makes Jeff a little nervous.
Yes, I crawl under the desk with fear.
But yeah, we're in for rain for the day today. You know what the other interesting thing is that we're going to start watching. Obviously, we've started watching, but we're going to really be paying attention to now as we get into the back, 3-4 weeks of the meet. The fight between Raffi and Pietro for top spot.
Yep. You're right about that. So it's 3 right now, correct?
Well, Raffi had 2 winners yesterday, and Pietro had 1.
123 to 121. So 2. No, 2.
Well, you know, we're going to have to double check on that because I was keeping track.
Oh,
there it is.
There's the thunder boomer. Okay, I'm scared. Anyways, we'll update the standings for you a little bit later on once we get an official calculation on that. Now, how the track played this morning, it's going to have a change
be way different.
Because, you know, it's one of those situations once we get rain in. So this is probably going to change, but this is how it worked this morning. It was a 3, and then it sped up after they harrowed. The inside was the place to be. Now, this Patriotic War, you might remember this horse. This was a gassy horse that won first time out last season for Ryan Mungard. He's only raced a couple of times since then, but now is back on the work tab, which is a great sign. And Mr. Ernie says that race number 8 is the race of the day.
Really? You know, the 8th race is good, but I'm sorry. I think the race of the day is the race after that, the 9th.
Oh.
I mean, that's a tough race.
Are you arguing with Ernie?
Well, I mean, to me, it's a smaller field, you know? But, I mean, you look at the 9th race, and I mean, there's some real bears in that spot. Some of those horses have scratched to re-enter. For example, Jagger's Got a Gun, who will compete on tomorrow's program, and he looks really good in tomorrow's
He does, much easier spot. And did not have Ford on today, but does have Ford on for tomorrow's race, which is the regular rider for that one. Let's get the teletimer going right now and see if we can focus in on some things of beauty in race number 1. And Elisa was quite impressed with a horse named of Beautiful Things first time out and lost a stroke of genius. So this was a race back on October the 18th. I think both you and I picked this horse, or at least had the horse highly rated on that day. And it just seemed like, I don't know, like the light switch went off a little bit too late for this horse.
Well, Stroke of Genius was a price, right? And that's the Shelley Fitzgerald horse who I think got put away after that race. And, you know, she's a big mare, so she's going to probably need a little bit of time to keep on growing. You know, she is an awfully big thing. So she's up on the front end, the eventual winner, and our horse is on the golden rail on the inside and will stay on the rail for the majority of this race, which does help her out, because if you've been playing this track this year, you know that the rail has been ultra live. So it's the first lifetime start. You know, we want to give the horse a good experience, and Pietro obviously, gets to work here with this horse a little bit. Now, we do switch just slightly from the inside. We come off of the inside path to try and reel in this horse on the front end, Stroke of Genius. So we switch over to the 2-path here, and we're able to get some really good late momentum going. I just find with 2-year-olds, and Jeff, we have heard this time and time again from trainers, from jockeys, we see it all the time. When they're by themselves, it's completely different than when they hook up with another horse, right? And so many times you'll watch 2-year-olds because they train side by side, they'll work side by side, that they kind of need another horse to get beside them, and then they decide, oh, okay, that's what you want me to do. But I thought it was a good effort. So I went to Beautiful Things up on top here today. I know you use the 3, and the 3 is the other logical horse. It's 1-3, 3-1. This is the Miguel Clement trainee that comes up with Rafi doing the riding, and you know that a maiden special weight in New York on the turf is a tough spot to be in, and she gets onto the Lasix program here today as well. But this is a horse who came from France, and then of course had the debut in New York, and is now up here, so very well traveled.
That's the key of the Lasix, because you can't go on a Lasix as a 2-year-old down the States, but you can here. Right. So that's why I think she is here. She's going to cut back, and this barn has just been so great at Woodbine spying horses this season.
Only thing on that one, Jeff, is that she's never raced on the synthetic.
True.
She has a big number for it, and all of her works at Belmont have been on the training track.
That's
so they've been avoiding it.
Yeah. So Rafael Hernandez will guide that one, and you know what? Before you do know it, you're going to see works on the Belmont all-weather surface, because they have that all-weather surface, right? They're going to get their grandstand all completed, I think, around this time next year. So I watched a feature on it. What a massive project they've had there.
Be huge.
It's going to be really, really nice once it's all done. Topic number 2 is the pick 4, leg number 1 on the program. So let's talk about race number 4 on the card. We're going a mile and a 16th. Now, this was a race that was scheduled to go last Sunday. We said that 1,000 times yesterday. The post position kind of hurts my horse now with the redraw. I like found money in here, but I'm open to interpretation. I guess let's first of all start off our discussion with Grand Warrior, because we weren't sure what to do with him. They paid a decent buck for this guy. They debut him one racing against main special weight competition, and they waste no time dropping down a class here today.
So that's kind of the red light on this horse, that they tried maiden special, they got demolished by 20 lengths, and here they are for 25,000. But they are going to add the blinkers on, and the horse did get into some trouble. Didn't exactly start the greatest, and might have had to alter course during the race as well. Now, that said, I still think the 5 is the horse that you got to worry about, and that's Trevally, who goes out for Mark Casse. This horse had a comeback race on October the 19th. So she raced a couple of times at Churchill in Kentucky bred maiden special weights, and then she came here in the optional 40, and she ran second to an easy Zelko Kretschmar winner in Fire and Wine. And I see too, the nominations have come out for the Coronation Futurity. So we have a lot of big final races for the 2-year-olds, and I think I saw Fire and Wine on that list. So, this horse got beat by one that could turn out to be a potential plate horse for next season. Trevally on the drop-in for $25,000. I was with Patrick Husbands aboard, and Patrick and Patrick and Mark Casse combined for a nice win on the program with Super Caliber yesterday.
And I think what killed Trevally too last time, I had an extremely wide trip on that day too. And listen, you were never going to beat the winner on that day, and the horse was just simply second best on that occasion.
And what's the other thing? Came here to get on Lasix as well.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. You got a first-time starter for Tino. That's a half to Nono's little boy. That being the 6th, that being turbocharged. The newcomer is Hot Potato. That one was not part of the original field.
No.
Quick comeback there for that one.
Yeah, and as we talked about numerous times, Eddie Catrine's babies, they start in the very first baby race of the season, and they finish in the very last baby race of the season as well. They sure don't get much of a break.
All right, our next subject is 2-year-old fillies. Let's touch on this now, coming up in race number 6 on the program. So you and I, it's so funny, our personalities when it comes to playing horses. We tend to jump off the bandwagon rather easily. And you've been chasing Golden Goose for a while, and now you're off. And I've jumped on here today with the drop down in class. But listen, I understand why you have a bit of a sour taste in your mouth, because Golden Goose did go off as the favorite last time out, and frankly was not all that great.
Yeah, but I did go back.
Okay. Oh, did you? Oh, yeah. You went back. Okay, I
did go back.
Okay.
I did go back to Golden Goose today, just simply because I've been waiting for this one to lay the egg, and hopefully it happens for $25,000. You ready? I got all sorts of them, folks. So I did. I went back to the 10.
Okay.
And then I used Japonka, right?
Yep.
So that's where I think you misheard me this morning, because when we were talking about our pick 4.
Yeah.
I think with Japonka, and I'm just taking a guess, I think this one has really been a disappointment for Bill Theranis, because I remember when the horse raced in the Muskoka, and I think that there were some high hopes for this horse, and that they just didn't materialize. Today, they're going to switch up riders and use Pietro Moran. They're going to take the blinkers off. You know, they're trying everything to get this filly into the winner's circle for Terra Horse Farm, who has invested a lot of money in racing and just finally scored their first stakes win. And now that they've got a taste of stakes victory, they want more and more.
And they got some stallions that are coming up here. They got Hyper, and they've got another new stallion that will be represented in the next couple of years here as well. The only thing I don't like about Japonka and One Happy Wabbit, this is now start number 7 for both these horses.
It's a lot.
That's
a lot.
Taxing campaign for a young horse.
It's a lot, but you know, the other alternative you could look at would be the 9. I think I can, if you think that this horse, you know, can do it for $25,000. Like, this is an expensive, well-bred individual that's here for 25 grand.
Right. Now, the 3rd place finisher came out of that race named Sobiak for 40, and 4th was a horse named Zarbada. Zarbada, who came back to win against Stakes Company, a restricted Stakes Company, but still came back to win against Stakes Company nonetheless. That is our 2 of Philly segments. Wide Trip will be the next subject that we look at here, and thus we get to race number 7. I am officially off the Ginger Zip bandwagon today. Major disappointment last time out, and I am quite enthralled with a Cassie horse here in this spot. We have a Nozawenko inexpensive purchase, and the 6th that being really big show. And we'll have more information on that one as I do go on throughout the day as well. So I don't think this is a very tough beat special week.
No, I would agree with you, buddy.
So I think Cairo Girl, if she just improves a little bit in here, she's the worst.
Well, I'm going to show you the replay from her first lifetime start. So this is October 25th. And you know what I see here? Just a horse who gets a great trip for the very first lifetime start. Positive experience, as I like to say. And also, you know, I think maybe a little green down the stretch because she was on the outside too. So she's got some experience underneath her belt. But watch Ryan Munger riding her here. He is scrubbing. You know, he's asking her for quite a bit. She gets to the outside. And, you know, now she's on the outside. And I guarantee you, you know, probably when she was working, getting ready for this race, she would have been either on the inside or with another horse. So, you know, this is a new place to be. And you can see, too, she's just a little unsure of herself. And you can also see Ryan, you know, having to go to the left-hand stick because she's trying to get in just slightly. You know, it's all habit for babies when they're out there. All they know right now is morning training. And most times in morning training, they're in along the rail or they're working in a set of 2, so they're not in the 3-path. I just thought that maybe she was a little unsure of where she was. I thought the gallop out was good for her. And I just imagine a nice win for her this afternoon. I think she's a key on today's program.
Me too.
Well, look at this. I mean, everybody's going this direction.
And the only thing I'm worried about with Athel Galma Girl, who ran terrific off the layoff last time out, and you know I've both got the horse second, is do we get a bounce here today?
Exactly.
You know?
And that was on the turf, too.
Yeah.
You know, what are we going to get? What kind of a hat is this?
Those are a couple of storied students. You know, we've got the Alpha Gamma Girl. The hat is,
It's got to be some kind of a team.
I'm trying to come up with something in here.
Some rugby team, I'm sure.
Australia Rules Football, could be that. But there's Alpha Gamma Girl off that big run last time. But as you said, on turf, quick comeback for that one after missing so much time, but obviously ran very well in that most recent race. Do you think with Ginger Zip, they're just changing up the rider just because they're so disappointed with what she's done so far this season?
Jeff, you know, and I don't want anybody in the barn to take this the wrong way, but they have brought over a number of horses in the last, what would you say, 3-4 weeks that have taken a lot of money and have not shown up.
Yeah, so hopefully Ginger Zip can bulk that trend coming up in race number 7 on the program. A rematch. I like rematches in sports. That's what it's all about here coming up in race number 8. And you and I were talking off camera about this race last night. I think both you and I agree. We want to box the 3 and 6 here in this spot.
Yes.
Listen, Ryan Rocket's good right now. Play Me a Tune. I think it's safe to say he's had a disappointing campaign so far this year based on how it started off this year. You got Piper's Factor, who is now going to get on the synthetic. But you have a bit of a theory with Twin
do.
City that more often than not does pay off. You think this is kind of his weather. He's the type of guy that if the temperature is like below 10 Celsius, he's a happy camper.
Well, look at the first win of the year. It was back on May 22nd, and I don't think it was a very, very warm day. And I remember even talking to Robert Geller that day and saying, you know what? Twin Cities will love this weather. And he did. Now he gets the fall weather again on October the 18th. This is his last race in against Souped Up. Now, there's a couple of things that I want you to watch with Twin Cities. Number one is he is going to get himself into a big traffic jam, right about here. And he's not going to really, well, sorry, I guess right around here, I think the hole kind of closes for him thanks to the 7, right. And so Cavet's got to, alter a little bit because he has horse. Now, what I'm looking at is the fact that Souped Up, who's got the purple silks, is kind of fading there, whereas Twin City is coming on late and, gallops out where up on top. That's one of those trips, like if you own the horse, whatever, you're frustrated because you're thinking to yourself, if I could have just got through, then I think I was the winner. I think today he should be able, in a field of 6 horses, come on, he should be able to find himself a nice clear path and get a win. I do like Souped Up. I mean, he is a wonderful horse, but I just feel like Twin Cities in cooler air does much, much better than he does in the heat.
Couple of points. I think Souped Up probably needed that start. That was the first start in 10 months, so might be a little bit tighter today. And the thing with Twin City there is I think he's a grinder, and I think Lucky Score just has a bit more of a quicker spurt and got by him. But he kept coming, Twin City.
Yeah, and if he didn't get into some traffic there and got a clean trip, he would have been right there with him.
He's been a lovely, lovely horse for these connections for a long time.
Big horse, too.
Yeah.
Big horse.
Small field of 6, but a good-looking field there for race number 8 on the program, and that does start off. Which wager? The pick 5 starts in race 8 today.
Right.
Because we have 1,000 races on today's program of action. I'm supposed to be home before the street lights come on, and I'm not going to make it
look,
today.
it's brightened up outside.
Oh,
the
that's
rain
good.
has stopped. That's good news.
Let's get to our next subject here, which is late pick 4. That will start off in race number 9. Now, we have some scratches in this race. All these horses are re-entered for either tomorrow or coming up on Thursday's card of racing. And this is a salty non-one other, and this is a really good race.
This is the best race on the card.
Now, Fly the W,
Yep.
had he drawn better, I'd probably put him on top. I'm a little bit worried about the outside draw here in this spot. I'm a little bit crazy with my pick. I want to see where you're going to go here in this spot.
Okay, so Fly the W is a 22-time winner.
Yeah,
Isn't that amazing?
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yep.
And you know what? Kudos will go to Journeyman as well. He is a 13-time winner, and this will be, the last time. Maybe we'll see him once more, I guess, before he concludes his campaign. And the same can be said for Fly the W. So these are 2 horses at 9 years old that are still ultra competitive that will be forced to stop racing because we do not allow 10-year-olds to compete here in Toronto. Now that doesn't mean that they don't go south and go to a racetrack where they can compete as a 10-year-old, but they just, hats off to them. They've both been very nice horses, even Ocean Atlantique, who's 8 years old. But I went to the 2, Aristotle. I think youth might be on this one side. Although the other horses are good grinders, I just thought that Aristotle ran a good race in against Fly the W and Al Kabong, who are both going to be in this race. If you like Fly the W, maybe take a closer look at Aristotle because you're going to get a price on him here. You get Fraser, who I think got along really, really well with him. And, obviously we know there's a huge absence from Sahin Savachi not riding in the Cassie barn. And there's riders out there like Fraser who would love to get into this outfit. So he's going to be scrubbing for the money, I think, today. I went to 2. Then I went to the 1, Tour of the City. I think you have the Cassie Exactor in this race. And then I tossed in a classy old Journeyman and the classy old Fly the W.
Don't even have my pick. My pick's on the screen with Robert. This being Ocean Atlantique. I'm going to put my toe in the ocean, that is the Atlantic Ocean, and I thought I had a less than ideal trip last time out on the turf, and I'm just hoping now we get a bit more of a favorable setup here today coming up. But this is not a very easy race, and I actually do really like your pick in Aristotle. I just think he's getting better and better, which is great.
And I get it, but I think some of those old pros might also say, hey kid, hold my beer.
Not yet.
Yeah.
So, have you swam in the Atlantic Ocean?
Of course.
What about the Pacific?
Sure.
What about the Indian?
No.
Antarctic?
No.
Okay. So 2 to 4. You're 50%. Not bad. But I don't think I've swam in the Pacific. I have in the Atlantic. Not a big fan of the salt water.
What? It's good for you. It's very healing. You float.
I'm the type of swimmer it gets in my mouth. And,
Really?
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah, I'm a disaster. I was that kid that would go swimming and just like be coughing up water because I like go in with my mouth wide open.
Oh, Jeff, come on.
I know. Candy Road Steaks, presented by our good friends at Bet365. We have the defending champion in No Balls. Probably one of my favorite geldings racing still.
I got ba-boom.
He is a horse that is a Breeders' Cup winner. He's a track record holder, and he just loves his job. And did he lose last time out? Yes, but he lost to Not a Bad Horse and Nay Hudson. How much of a detriment is his draw, though, today? The fact that he is going to be a marked man with that inside.
Yeah, they are. It's going to be a rider's race,
yeah, for
right?
Sure.
Everybody knows who the horse with the target is, and that's No Balls. But we were talking about it on the show yesterday. And a part of me just kind of feels like just cut him the check. Like, I mean, he really looks good in here. However, it's a horse race, and anything can happen. I'll tell you who surprised a lot of people was Western Whirl last start in the Arctic when he ran third.
Massive.
I mean, he ran huge that day, and we had a lot of questions about him because we thought, oh boy, he's going to face a graded stakes company for the first time. Like, this is a tough spot, and he ran massively. So I went 1-2, and then I used the 4 Lucky Score, of course. You know, you saw that replay from him last start out when with the Twin City and Souped Up, and then like, what's the excuse? What happened to Awesome Bourbon in the overskate, right? Because like even. When I was doing the interview afterwards with the Connections of Rapid Test, they're like, yeah, and then I looked behind me and I didn't see any, like that Awesome Bourbon wasn't going to be a factor at all, because a lot of people were concerned about Awesome Bourbon that day. So I went 1-2-4, and then I thought maybe Awesome Bourbon could bounce back and finish fourth.
I just don't know if he's as good on the synthetic either.
No, I don't either, but I mean, here's our other choices. You know, Reload's Rascal, who's making the second start after a long, long time away from the races. And, you know, I'll give Society's Thunder credit. No matter where they put him, he tries.
Yeah, and Lucky Score, he looked like his old self last time out, that wicked off the pace rally. He looked really, really good. So there's a look at our on-track feature, that being the Candy Road Stakes. Let's take a bit of a breather, kind of reset a little bit, get my snorkel out so I don't have to swallow any more water, get my fins out, my sunscreen.
You won't need that today.
My water wings.
You might need those today.
When we come back at the commercial break, we'll take a look at plays of the day, clock report, and we'll talk about long run day.
Love horse racing? HPIBet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with HPIBet.com.
Race in the world. Pinch me, I think I'm dreaming.
They're off, Midland Dubai World Cup.
And they're into the stretch. Two of the great racehorses in the world. Giant Killer, by name and by nature. A race for the ages.
Welcome back to the show. It's time now for plays of the day, and Alisa is going to give you a bit of an appetizer in race 3, but the main course of your plays come up a little bit later on.
Well, a lot of us have been playing Fukumoto, getting on these tiller horses for the first time, and they've got Tuta Contente in race number 3, so I want to use that one. Cairo Grower showed you the replay, Twin Cities. I think he loves this cool weather, and Tis Her Money. Well, that is the story of my life. It's all my money, Jeffy. And that's a horse that comes up in race number 11 on the program for Mark Cassidy. I think you know, if I look into my crystal ball, Cassie could have a really good afternoon.
Yep, that's definitely a possibility. In terms of mine, my fresh face is this San Martina coming up in race number 1. The old drop and pop is going to be Golden Goose. I'm with you in regards to Cairo Girl, and my value play is the one that Robert visited, Ocean Atlantique. What about Doug and Ron and the Woodbine TV prod? So Doug's best bet, wow, that's a gutsy best bet. Never seen the horse before, but he says San Martina's good enough for him. And I hope you're right, Doug, because I am with you on that one. Found money, that's the Woodbine TV prod, beat the fave. Hey,
yeah.
Woodbine TV prod sucking up to me now. They were sucking up to you for like 3 weeks picking your horses, and now they're like, let's get Brad a shot. They'll go back to you tomorrow. And Western World, that's where Ron's going to go with his best bet of the day at odds of 6-1. That is, he's kind of the B stringer for Chiefs Wood. The main guy, Simcoe, is probably going to be champion sprinter, I would think.
Yeah. And yesterday, I have to apologize to Ron. I called him a chalk-eating weasel, picking a horse that was 8-5 morning line, but we got 2-1.
Yeah, that was
and he
actually
said,
really good.
Not quite a
but,
weasel.
Ron, you got the win through DQ. Like, really?
I got it too, though. So that's what I said. I did send him my weasel gif on the phone, but yeah, not so much a chalk-eating weasel.
Let's take a look at Clocker horses. We've got a first-timer coming up in the opener by the name of Tracy Arm.
This is Sarah Ritchie's horse.
Yes. So this is a first-timer by Accelerate, and the mare is a half to a stakes winner named Ready Signal, Kentucky bred, and I hope that this one can run for these connections, because I would love to see them have a real nice horse on their hands. And look at the price you're getting right now, big number.
Oh, you're going to get a price, yeah, because everybody's going to be looking at the Tard horse and the Clement horse, that's for sure.
And the Workout Affair has been working with Z-Train. I like Z-Train today. And they galloped out in 102-1, keeping fit. So you've got one Clocker horse coming up in the opener, and then you have to wait all the way to race number 11 on the day for the final.
You know what I like, though, is when he makes a first-time starter a Clocker horse.
Same.
Because that means that he's seen some pretty good stuff. And we don't know. We're not up at the crack of dawn to watch these horses breeze, and he is.
Especially for a smaller outfit like that. Because, like, say you're playing a try or something, or an exacta, and they can get in there, that helps out the situation. So the Long Run Thoroughbred Retirement Society has been around, I want to say, for 20-ish years.
Quite a long time now, yeah.
And one of the original founders is Vicky Pappas. And listen, she's in the Canadian Horse Racing Hall of Fame. She's done a lot of great things throughout her career. And one of the real ambassadors right now for Long Run is Eureka Rose da Silva. We're hoping to catch up with him a little bit later on the broadcast today. He's actually going to be signing calendars here at Woodbine. So if you go up to the second floor, you'll be able to see him. But we thought we would tell you a little bit more about this charitable organization and what is that drives Long Run to find homes for these wonderful horses.
Horses are, always have been, and hopefully always will be my life. There's nothing more magical than seeing this place at first dawn and walking out into a field and being greeted by these wonderful creatures. It's magic you just can't capture anywhere else. My name is Vicky Pappas. I'm the chairperson of Long Run and one of the co-founders. Long Run's a registered charity, and we're mandated to provide Ontario's thoroughbred racehorses with a happy and dignified retirement once their careers at the track are over.
The Long Run Thoroughbred Retirement Society has been a priority for Woodbine for years. It's something where we feel a commitment to taking care of the animals that give so much to racing and to the industry. We've been in a position to increase our funding through our Woodbine Cares program, and it's something that's very, very important to make sure that we respect and honor and really take care of the animals that are the center of everything we do.
We have close to 60 very happy horses here. And they'll continually change, but this is something that's taken off tremendously in, say, the 25 plus years that we've been doing this. We started out with just a couple of horses, and now we've had so much support from the industry and Woodbine that we were able to afford this farm. It's 100 acres. And I believe we have about 16 paddocks. Some of our horses live outside, but as you can see, if you look down here, it's a huge, what we call a run-in shed. So if they want shelter, they would go in there. But to tell you the truth, I've been here in the middle of huge storms, and they can't be bothered. They just stay outside and hang out. We do a lot of rehabilitation for any form of injury a horse might suffer during their racing career, because the ultimate object is to find that horse a great adopter and a second career. That way, it makes room for another horse to come into the program. Most thoroughbreds, when you get to know them, they really want a job. So if they could be retrained to go on to be just a riding horse or a show horse, it's a great second life for them.
Horses create such an unbelievable bond between not only the owners, the trainers, everybody that cares for them. There's a real ecosystem that goes around caring for these horses, not to mention the fans that they have thrilled with their championship runs. So this is a way for everybody to make sure that they're taken care of. And so it's not only at the time that they're here, people can feel good about that, but knowing when they're in the middle of their careers that this is something that they can look forward to.
Woodbine started this out, and they've been a continual support for us in every way, shape, or form for 25 years. We're extraordinarily appreciative of everything they do for us.
This industry is really founded on the people that care about the horses. You know, they live it, they love it. There's a passion there that drives everything that we do. And you can feel it when you're here. To see them here after having given so much to racing, and for us to be able to give a little bit back to them is a wonderful opportunity.
The work we do here at Long Run is extremely important. You always want to provide them with a safety net. They deserve it. They run for our pleasure. We've got to be able to give them something back.